Fantastic presentation, Shubhranshu. Very evolved and very experienced thinking on OH. I am not from this industry. I have recently got into this industry. I am an out and out digital person. So you can see now digital is coming into OH more and more. So, great. I, wanted to start with asking you that, how is your media mix? Your media mix would be part TV, part digital, and some portion would be OH. So if you can, explain that, yeah.
I mean, I'll generically cover the industry first, and then without giving away specific numbers, I'll tell you what the Tata Motors, certainly the CV mix is. Automotive was very highly invested in legacy media, particularly on television when it came to launch periods, print ads as a matter of regular course, outdoors as well, and radio as a reminder chaser medium. In the last many years, digital, particularly performance media, has surged. We find that the attribution is very clean. We find that we want to promote digital sites where traffic comes in. There are massive investments that have been made across the industry and by us in CRM platforms, in creating CDPs. So we have moved beyond just the last click attribution, and therefore who you are, where you are, how your attention is directed, and whether that fulfillment leads to a purchase can be cleanly made out. So I think the shift away has happened. But there are many parts of the mix which have completely gone away, others which have survived and now thrive. Magazines comes to mind. Magazines as a cluster used to be premium audience, subscriber base, affluent. People are very immersed when they are consuming content, but that has sort of eroded over a period in time. Local and vernacular print has expanded further down. And then who needs to tell you that the Meta ecosystem and the Google ecosystem has thrived? If we are spending 100 rupees in media, about 1/3 of it goes in between television and print, I would say. Now about 1/3 of it would be composed purely on performance media and other people on the bandwagon like influencers, etc. And the balance 1/3 in automotive goes a lot towards affiliates and aggregators who are doing more customer marketing for us down the funnel, and then of course substantial investment in out of home as well. So, but I think the big trade-off has been non-attributable print and a lot of linked below the line promotions moving into more assertive content, whether it is influencers, digital or television.
Right. Yeah, and you mentioned performance marketing has really grown. I was in Google in 2010 and I used to convince clients to start Google search campaign at that time.
Yeah, it's amazing now. Both, I mean, I'm saying this year, by the way, 2020, the previous fiscal, is the first time on the planet that we got to $1 trillion of advertising revenue. Of that, $740 billion was digital. And, you leave aside $50-60 billion between TikTok and Twitters and the rest. Almost $600 billion is neatly divided between the Google ecosystem and the Meta ecosystem. So you don't need more evidence to see who's winning. It's quite clear.
I think fantastic thoughts on out of home. How do you define the outcomes? You started saying that performance marketing has really taken over the media mix. So for out of home, how do you define outcomes for yourself?
Like in hospitality, they used to say it's location. I think that's true in the case of out of home as well. I think out of home, of course, is a creative and a media business, but principally it is also a real estate business, right? No matter where in the world you are, you go to Times Square, you go to Piccadilly, you go to downtown Tokyo, the most premium real estate will come with a crowning of out-of-home advertising. So it is about A, am I reaching and am I visible at the right place? B, at that place, am I reaching the right set of eyeballs? And because digital allows you to do segmentation in various ways, we have lost the concept of one to many. And I think it is important when you address everybody, then it also cues to them that it matters to these people, right? So you have a launch and you do a big footprint on out of home. It sends the message directly and indirectly that this is a big deal for this company. This is why they are out in your face with so much of outdoors. So the second thing is, are you addressing as many as you can? Not looking at supplemental audiences, but community at large. The third thing is attribution, whichever way you can find it, which percolates into brand health, into actual transactions, actionability. And many times, less said is better, and in outdoors that is particularly true. If I'm trying to sell only the message of safety or fuel efficiency or ownership or easy finance or even a deal or even Gudi Padwa, am I able to address the right, with the right messaging? So I think the measurables are locations. Am I getting the right location for the right tenure? Am I able to galvanize people into action? And am I being able to get a return on that?
Oh, that's fantastic. So, we come from hardcore technical and digital background. So we at Lemma, what we have done is, so we are now geofencing the OH screens.
Yeah.
And then we are basically collecting the audiences, and then we are retargeting them on mobile and getting the required end KPI, which could be store visit, or which could be even app download or leads, or even conversions as well. So we are trying to get the bridge between out-of-home media and to the rest of the digital mediums as well.
Yeah.
And of course, that's where programmatic also comes into play, because programmatic has been very interestingly responsible for the growth of digital also, as you rightly pointed out. So how do you see this shift of programmatic buying in out-of-home media? And you did touch about it in your presentation, but if you can elaborate from your perspective.
Here let me stick to automotive alone, right? Any auto is a very sticky proposition, right? If you buy shampoo, you see some advertising, you buy a shampoo, it stays with you for a month or 2 months. You like it, you buy more. You have the option to get in with a sachet, a smaller size bottle, and so on and so forth. You can't do that with automotive, right? You can't say, let me buy a part of a truck this month to see whether it works, and then I'll make my mind. So it's a sticky proposition, and therefore it is higher involvement. Therefore higher involvement means they will compare around, they will look for reaffirmation, etc. So that is why right audience buying has become very celebrated. And somehow out of home is seen as, old fashioned. For me, it is precious because, as I said, it is about loudness and it is about presence. The second piece is, real-time evidence of, the physicality of it. Today we have more than 2,000 locations for, say, sales and service. And physical accessibility matters. Therefore, if you're actually transacting and living in the physical world, you can't be creating marketing only in the virtual world. So there is a tangible element to it. The second part is, people may pay attention to you only part of the time, but you're in their mind all the time. In fact, there are now many schools of psychographic segmentation that say that human beings never forget any stimulus that they are exposed to. We hear this story of somebody who was drowning and his whole life flashed back. It may actually be true that no matter what stimulus we are exposed to, we never forget it, but we don't summon it often enough. And this is true now, क्योंकि आजकल रील नहीं लगती तो हर कोई हर समय फोटो लेता है. So if you scroll back 3 years ago, you suddenly see a photo, oh, I forgot, we went to this restaurant or the other, right? And you actually completely forgotten it. So therefore, there is a big need to keep throwing up positive associations and memories for brands. And the most measurable aspect of that is it looked up to? Do people respect your brand? And we are blessed to be from the house of Tata, where people have immense trust. And since 1868, they just think, they know, they believe, and they bless us with their business because they feel we are doing the right thing for the country, right thing for the community, and what you see is what you get. So, that needs to be projected on. It's a big story, it's a big idea. So why go micro? Why not go mega? So that's the other piece. I'm referring to some stuff that my EA and my team have given me because they knew I'm on painkillers. I should not give wrong information. Besides that, I think smarter deployment. See, one of the things is it's frictional, right? You're in a plane, it's flying at whatever 1,000 kilometers per hour. The moment it hits the tarmac, it slows down to whatever 250, and then the brakes are applied, it comes to zero. We find deployment is frictional even today in out of home, and scarcity mindset operates. Book now, otherwise festive season you will not get. Book for longer term, otherwise you will not get the right places. Now, because the other parts are completely different, this one is done in the old-fashioned way. So I think as an industry, you also need to make it very, very easy. Like if I have a phone, and if I have ICICI Bank app and Zerodha and Licious or whatever, for the fifth app, I'm not going to be more forgiving because they're in a different business, right? The share of mind and reflex is exactly the same. I'm just switching between apps. Likewise, in the media mix, deployment time is a key criteria. Things are generally becoming more expensive. And so the sooner and the faster you can do it, the better it is. So the industry needs to have a handshake with the brand to be able to deliver faster and to inventorize more smartly.
Great. I think time is up. Yeah. So the best really part of the presentation was the unskippable slide. Because if I look at my behavior or all our behavior, we are watching TV, we are watching Netflix, no ads there. Then I don't read newspaper nowadays. It comes to my house, but I don't read it. On mobile also, I have very few apps, and that's where I spend some time. So the only medium where you can't skip is the out-of-home media.
Yeah.
So probably, fantastic thought. So maybe we can end with that thought.
Thank you. I'll end with, I went to engineering school in BIT Mesra in Ranchi, and one of my dorm mates, his younger brother had his thread ceremony, so we went to Patna and we lost our way. And he said, "Wo Amul ka hoarding jante ho, wahan aa jana." So, before the GPS era, hoardings were even so well known that people used to give directions based on where the hoarding was. I think there is, while I meant it as a joke, there is something precious there for marketeers, something that is landmark, something that is big. Bigness is very precious, memory is very precious. Small and transient is easy to do. Big and bold is difficult to do. And that's why I'm a big believer in out of home. And no matter which business I have been in, creative people love outdoor because they don't get to work on a bigger canvas than outdoors. So you guys have a good future, I feel.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.